Hey guys, so this video will be a response to, looks like it says chamogul, chamogul, but I mean, it's worth reading or listening to if you're watching this. If you have any questions, or if you just get bored and watch videos like I do. Her question was, or his question was, wow, you did a wonderful job. And she posted this comment on my how to make dreadlocks video. She said, wow, you did a wonderful job. I've had my locks for 2 years, and seeing your work, I'm so grateful that all we African Americans have to do was either 2-strand twist, comb coil, or braid lock method. Questions: how much did this cost? How often would he have to maintain the roots, and will he be free-forming? Also, I only use essential oils and water to eliminate buildup, and wondering what products you use and if you ever have buildup issues. Thank you so much for sharing. All the best. So, I'll answer her questions in order. Had my locks for 2 years. So grateful. 2-strand twist. Okay. How much does this cost? He was my friend, so I did it for really cheap. He just paid for me to get out all the way out to where he was. But generally, I mean, I would usually charge like 20 to 30 bucks an hour, depending on what I'm having to do, just because it's really long. It takes forever. It's really laborious. So, but I've seen people charge anywhere from $75, $80, $90 an hour, and I mean that can be really pricey if it's taken 10 to 15, 20 hours. That's high pricing, and generally people do not charge as much for maintenance sessions. But it's like I said, it just depends on who you go to and what their prices are. But $30 an hour is a pretty average. How much does this cost? How often would he have to maintain the roots, and will he be free-forming? Well, he is the same. His hair is a little wavier than mine and thicker, but I mean, all we have to do for white people hair, or just straight hair that's not African textured hair, is just, I usually wash mine every couple days, 3 days, 4 days or so, and I'll let it I won't mess with my roots that whole day, but usually the next day, once I know it's completely dry, I'll just grab it. I feel down to where the dread stops becoming a dread, so about right here, and then under that it's straight hair, and I'll grab the dread before it stops and just push real lightly and just do the clockwise rubbing thing. I mean, maybe 10 seconds on each one, and I can feel how much it worked. And I just do that. I'll pull all of them up, and then so they're all up. They'll all would be up. And I'll take the first one and just rub it. Second one, rub it. It's really important to do it lightly though, because if you get a lot of breakage from doing it too hard, you're kind of being counterproductive. So, so I guess every time you wash, or unless you can go longer than that. A lot of people don't do anything at all, and eventually your dreads will just lock up close to the root without you having to do anything. So you don't really have to do anything. It's not absolutely necessary. Free-forming for you guys is a lot different is different than what we consider free-forming. And by you guys, I mean, you said you have African American hair. I'm pretty sure what you mean is just kind of not keeping it twisted really close to the root, but letting as your hair grows out, it will dread, but pulling it apart so they don't dread and Congo or connect together and pop in the roots. Some people call it popping the roots, but just separating them after you wash, or however often you do it. And so, I mean, I guess in a way we do free-form because we don't twist our roots, because that's completely pointless for straight hair. Our hair isn't textured enough to just lock up from being twisted together. So yes, he will be free-forming, if that's what you want to call it. You said, I only use essential oils and water to eliminate buildup, and wondering what products you use if you have ever had buildup issues. Essential oils and water, I mean, I guess if that works for you, but when you think about it, oils do not evaporate very well, and a little bit of oil will be soaked into your scalp and into the hair cuticles, but not much. And so where is that oil going to go from time to, like, after you've had if you keep putting more and more oil and water in your hair, you're kind of just making your hair more oily and hindering the locking process. So I mean, if that works, do that, but then every so often it's probably important that you do just a complete and total wash with soap, a residue-free soap, which I'll tell you what I use in a second. But it's pretty crucial that you do that, because oils will build up in your hair if you have excessive amounts. A little bit of oil here and there is good. Some of the shampoos that I use have oils in them, but I do a deep wash to get all that out, and maybe once a month or even more often than that. That's just if I even use the oil. Sometimes I don't use oils at all and I just use my normal shampoo. But so I do encourage you, Mrs. Chamogul or Mr. Chamogul, to wash all that oil you're using out of your hair. You might think that oil is getting built up out because it might make it slippery and slip out somehow, or whatever your concept is, but for the most part, the oil also will build up in your hair as well. And repel water, which can be a good thing or can be a bad thing. What products do you use? And if you ever have buildup issues? I don't really have buildup issues, but I also have only had mine for about almost 9 months. The products that I have used Naughty Boy liquid soap with the peppermint, rosemary, and tea tree oil, which that works good. I dilute it down. It doesn't lather up too much, so I really like a lot of lathering. But I usually just an all-around, completely and totally safe. Every time, you can use it forever and never have to use anything else. Always fallback shampoo is Dreadhead HQ liquid soap. They don't have a bar, so it's pretty much the only dread soap they have. And now they have organic version, but that works really well. And I dilute it down. You can watch my How to Wash Your Dreads video if you want, and I should explain exactly how I wash my dreads, but that works excellently. And the reason is because it doesn't leave any oils behind your hair, which don't have to be bad, but it doesn't leave anything behind in your hair. It's going to give it that really, really, really clean washing every time. Even if you dilute it down, if it still lathers, it's giving you a good wash. Unless you just touch your head and rinse it out. You need to actually get your roots and then get your dreads too as well. But what it does, if you can imagine, whenever you use soap on your hands and then after you rinse all the soap off, it gives you that squeaky, clean, grippy feeling. So if your hair is squeaky clean, has that grippy feeling, it's easier for it to catch itself and lock up quicker, make knots. Whereas if you're using a soap with oils in it, it's not technically, and soaps with oils in them I wouldn't use on dreads that are not mature, being as anywhere under 8, 7, 6 months of age. I wouldn't use anything but Dreadhead HQ soap, just because it's going to help your dreads tighten really quickly. So that, pretty sure that's it. Products, I have some of Dreadhead HQ's like spray that you spray. It makes your hair soft and smell good. It's a vanilla kind that someone had given to me, or that I bought from someone for a good price just to try it out, and it works pretty good. It smells really good, but it only lasts about a day for me because I don't soak it. But that works really good. But make sure if you're using anything with oils, be sure that your dreads are somewhat mature first, because it will not allow them to lock, as well as just keeping them super clean. So keep them really clean. Yeah. If you have any questions about directly how to shampoo or wash your hair, you can watch my other video. I have 2 about washing so far. I might make more if people have more questions. But one of them is about why you should wash your hair and what exactly it does. And another one is exactly how I wash my hair. And if you want to take that route, or just watch it and be like, I don't really care how you do it, but I'm bored and watch it anyway. So it's all up to you. I'm just doing these videos to help people. So if my way works for you, awesome. If not, let me know what you do. And then I believe that is all.